In this video, we're going to look at some of the ways that you can use Blackboard Collaborate to create a virtual classroom. The last video, we looked at some of the basic tools, and I mentioned some of the tools that are available, but we're going to look at them in more depth here. So in the previous video, we talked about the session menu and the Collaborate panel. First of all, I'm going to show you some of the features of the Collaborate panel and how you can use those in your class. So first of all, let's click onto that Open Collaborate panel. And you have several different ways in which you can share content with the viewer, the participant on the other side of the computer. So for your students. First of all, we have the blank whiteboard. I'm going to click on that button, and this is what appears. This is a great tool. You can draw on it, type text, and then also erase. And because we mentioned in the previous video, the settings are default setting that anybody that is participating in the Blackboard Collaborate session can draw on this whiteboard. If you want it to only be you that's able to draw on the whiteboard, you would need to change the settings here in the session settings. And you would need to click on this button. And that would make it so only you can draw on the whiteboard in files. Okay. So now we're back at the share screen. Here are some of the other options that you can use in your course. For many of you that have attended our workshops and then perhaps watched them later on video, one of the tools that we use often is the share application or screen. This allows you to have a different browser or PowerPoint file, Excel file, Word document, any kind of file, video, you could play a movie, anything that's on your computer screen at that time. So I'm going to click on this button. And it's a little bit of an interesting perception. So let's click on this. I'm going to select the entire screen, and then you're going to allow. You're going to get this hall of mirrors, and what you're going to have to do is minimize the browsers. So let's say you are showing your screen, be it a movie, a PowerPoint. This is what your students will see. I'm going back to this screen, and I'm going to stop the sharing. The only problem with sharing an application or screen is that you are basically only seeing your own screen of your computer. You cannot see any of this interaction or the discussion that is happening. You will not be able to see individuals making any kind of comments, raising their hands. You will basically only be seeing your laptop. So you're basically presenting to yourself, and they are just, unless they talk and you can hear them while you're presenting. That is the only way they can really communicate with you while you're sharing the screen. Another thing you can do is to share files. I've uploaded a file already. I'm going to click on it. It's a PDF. I'm going to click the button Share Now. And it will appear like this in your screen, and the students will see it. In this instance, it's really tiny. I would recommend using a file that's quite large so everybody can see it. This would not be the most productive use of your meeting space. It might make more sense to email the file to your students, have them download it to the computer, and look at it on their own as opposed to via the Blackboard Collaborate space. But you do have this option. You can close this while you're doing it and click through. Okay? Now I'm going to stop sharing. Again, this button with the white square is a stop sharing function. I'm going to go and close this out. Another option you can do within the Blackboard Collaborate space is polling. You can do a multiple choice question. And then you can do start. And this is how it works. As your students answer, you will see the responses. So we're going to stop this poll. Another option you can use is breakout groups. This may be a very advanced function to use, particularly in this quick movement to online instruction. But it is here for those who are feeling adventurous and like to do breakout group sessions in their class and think that a virtual session might work. Because I'm the only one in the room for this video demonstration, I'm not able to move people around and put them in, but you would be able to add different members to the groups, as well as add more groups to this, more breakout groups, depending on the size of your class. As I mentioned in the previous video, you can also record this session. So this would be, you would start recording. So the session is being recorded. So everything that's going on, the sound, the files, everything you do will be recorded. Now what happens when you're done with the session is you'll stop recording. And as I mentioned, can't see it, but it's at the bottom. You would exit the session. So let's say then you leave the session. And you will get a survey that you can skip. Going back to your Blackboard Collaborate class, I'm in this is where the tool link, if you remember, this is the tool link site. It will take some time. I created this video a little bit earlier, so don't be alarmed if the video does not show up right away, but this is where these videos that you record of your Blackboard Collaborate sessions appear. Now, to download these videos, you click on them like this. Starts to look like it's opening, it's loading the recording. You go back to this open recording menu, and you'll get a different set of options, including download recording. When you get that, you can open it, or you can save it to your desktop. Now what's nice about this is if you save it to your computer, you may upload it to YouTube, your personal YouTube account, which everyone has if they have a Gmail account, and have these be easily streamable videos. It's a great function. And that's what we use in the CTE to create our videos. Another option, and I'm going to go back to our course. Another option, but this can be a little tricky, is that you can add a link to your class. And the reason why I say it might be a little tricky is you may run out of data for your class. If you keep adding videos to it, there is a limit to the amount of data you can upload to your individual Blackboard course shells. So you may find that you're unable to add more materials to your course if you embed a lot of videos just as a file. That's why I always recommend uploading them to YouTube or to an external site from which the data is stored, such as YouTube or Vimeo. So, but going back to this, you can add these videos as a course link. Like let's add it into course information. So when you go into course information, that video is right down at the bottom. And there you see the recording is loading. The reason that you do it that way is that your students cannot, let me close out all of these tabs that I have. The reason you would add a link that way is that your students are not able to see the Blackboard Collaborate set of videos that is only visible to you. So I hope this helps a little bit with Blackboard. Thanks.